Hey y'all, it's your girl Dee Dee, and I'm back with another video. And it's still, couch talk. For a lot of you guys who have been with us from the jump, I usually have a whole bunch of pillows on my couch. But since we have Ava, and Ava, is young, she's a young puppy and she's very nippy, we had to remove all of our decor. So it's the naked couch talk. So before we get into this video, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Click that bell so you stay in the know. So the past couple videos, as I mentioned, I was going to be 100% transparent. The last one was my testimony at church where I had a full breakdown. And the one before that, I was just trying to, scratching the surface, giving you bits and pieces, and you can watch any of those videos. I'll put it up above so you can just click on it to see any of those videos if you haven't already watched them. So as I mentioned in a couple of videos, COVID, or the year of 2020, was really a year of redirection, the year of pivot. I'll put that video as well. And just time for us to recognize things that we have going on in our lives and things that we may want to change to better ourselves, or better ourselves that will impact the people closest to us or globally, whether you want to start a business, do something fun, change your mindset, all that stuff. So as I've been telling you guys, I'm trying to search and figure out what I'm meant to be doing, who I should become, what I should do with my life. And I appreciate you guys for being a part of the journey and coming along with me, because I've also come to realize that a lot of you guys are feeling the same way, and we're gonna figure this all out together. So we're taking baby steps. Big point though, just to throw in here, find a great support system. So find people who you know will support you no matter what. So friends, family, strangers, because sometimes it's the strangers that be supporting you more than them. And just really build on that connection, because it's really beneficial. It's really good. So I saw this thing on Instagram, and it was just saying that people don't realize the impact of their words and how it can affect you, the person hearing it, the person receiving the message. And I just wanted to focus on that for a bit, because it's so true and it's so important, and I want us all to become mindful of the words we say to others and how they feel, how they may feel, or how you would feel if those same words were said to you. There's a story that's told about the toothpaste. I'm sure some of you may have heard this analogy before, but a toothpaste, you squeeze out the toothpaste. You may squeeze out too much, you may squeeze out too little, but you can't put the toothpaste back into the toothpaste container, whatever it's called, So the words that come out of your mouth, you can't take them back. Once the words come out and they've hit people's ears, that's it. So whatever you're saying, that's why they always say, think before you speak, be mindful of what you say, right? Because if someone says something negative to you, or something that you're insecure about, that can really affect you. So if you're insecure, I'll give a personal example. So I used to do track and field back in the day, which is why I said in my one of those health videos, I was like, I want to get back to being fit. My calves are, I have strong calves. Like, if I'm gonna kick you, you should beware. Like, just run, okay? But I might catch up to you. So I used to be insecure about my calves. So if someone said something about my calves, I was like, no, don't talk about my calf. Like, leave my calf alone. And then I like wearing heels, which obviously makes the calf like strong. So I used to feel insecure, and I was like, okay, maybe I should just wear flats. But I'm already short, so I didn't like how I looked in flats. And I then had to realize that, okay, just because my calf may be stronger than someone else's, it doesn't make me any less of a person. Like my calves look good on me. My calf would not look good on someone else. That's because I did a lot of leg exercises coupled with my track and field training and playing football and all of that stuff, right? So what I'm basically trying to say is we as people, we shouldn't allow anyone's words to impact us to the point where it feeds our insecurities. And I know it's easier said than done, trust me, because we all have many insecurities, and it comes in different forms and shapes and sizes. So some may be insecure about their height, some may be insecure about their weight, some may be insecure about their body shape overall. So they may weigh what they want to be, but they may want more hips, or they may want a broader back, or more muscles, more defined features. So it's important to stay focused and to not compare yourself to someone else. And again, easier said than done, but it's crazy because I am 27, and sometimes I find myself comparing myself to someone that's like 45 or 50, right? They've lived and experienced so much more. So even if we have some similarities, so for example, I got married last year, someone 50 something got married last year, but they were able to move into a 1 acre land house. They have the house and they have 1 acre land. I can't compare myself to that person because that person's been in the work environment for so long. They've probably saved way more money than I could possibly save, if they're smart with their money. So I shouldn't compare myself, but we find ourselves oftentimes comparing ourselves. And that's why we also compare ourselves to celebrities, right? You see a celebrity do something and we're like, oh, and then because they're celebrities, they do trending stuff or trend-worthy stuff, so they do something nice and we're all like, okay, it's our turn, and we'll try and run it down to do it. I mean, some people do. I don't have the energy to run it down, but I'm just basically saying, don't compare yourself to every Tom, Dick, and Harry, or Sue, Anna, and Mary, because your path to get to your destination is different from their path. And just because they may have been able to hit something out of the park right now doesn't mean that your time won't come. And then I guess you could say it all goes back to being patient and just recognizing that your time will come, right? So back to words. If you find that you're feeling insecure about a particular thing, or someone has said something to put you down, Tiffany Dawn, hair bestie, had mentioned this in a couple videos, just those words of affirmations. And it's some may say it's silly, but I actually do words of affirmation with Ava, my puppy. So every night when we put her to bed, I tell her she's special, she's loved, and she's our favorite, because our last name is Favorite, and so is hers. But it's interesting because the first time I said that to a friend, they're like, wait, what? Like, you're saying these words of affirmations to a dog? And I was like, yeah, because I'm not to say that Ava's out here feeling like she's not loved, or she's not special, or she's not our favorite, but at the same time, it's just a mantra. And to be honest, I want to get into the habit of it, so when the time comes and Kim and I do have children, this is something that we continue with them. Because what I've found, and I see amongst my friends, and I'm sure you guys can relate to as well, when you don't hear something in your home, when you hear it on road, you run towards it. So if you don't hear I love you a lot in your house, if you hear you're worthless, you suck, you idiot, you fool, if those are the things you're hearing, when you go on road and the right man or woman looks at you and says, you're smart, or you're beautiful, you're running into that person's arms. And that's what I'm trying to go to as well with the words. Be mindful of what you say, because even though you may say something very jokingly, or you may say something and you're like, Deandra has a tough skin, I can tell her that she's an idiot every day, because it's okay, she knows that she's getting straight A's, so she's not an idiot. But at the same time, when you hear something over and over, even though you're getting the straight A's, even though you have the degree, even though you have a top job, you're gonna still feel insecure or less than in some way, shape, or form, because all you're hearing is negative stuff. You're not hearing the positive. So that's why when the positive is said out there, so you hear, what the way she ugly, what the way she foot strong, what the way her foot is strong, stuff like that. And then you go out on road and someone's like, ooh, your legs look good, or ooh, girl, you look good, or he handsome, or he's just those muscles. That's when you run into those people's arms, because you haven't heard that stuff. And I'm trying to educate us, including myself, about those words, those toothpaste words that fly out of our mouth very quickly. Sometimes when you press the toothpaste and all of it just comes out and you're like, I did not expect so much. And you do that just when your parents are there and they're like, you're so wasteful, you're wasting all the toothpaste. That's what I'm trying to avoid. Those words that fly out because they're just quick reflex, like someone just said something to you and you just want to fling something back at them. We need to be more mindful, and we need to think before we speak. And I know we've always heard, think before you speak, think before you speak. If you don't have nothing nice to say, don't say anything. If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything. And I know, because I've been in situations where someone has said something to me and I did not say anything, and then in their mind they thought, oh, I won, she couldn't come up with a comeback. No, you didn't win. I was just too mature and more mature than you are to come back with any type of tit for tat. I have better things to do than argue with you about mediocre things. We're trying to build empires. We're trying to excel. We're trying to be great. We're trying to leave some sort of a legacy, So words, just be mindful of the words you say. And I truly believe that if more of us, or if all of us, started affirming ourselves, we would be in better situations. Relationship wise, we would be in better situations within our homes. We would be in better situations. I think overall, I don't even want to list that. I just believe overall we would be a much happier, healthier community. And this all goes back to mental health and mental health awareness, right? Because if you think positively and if you're more optimistic, your mental health is in a better status than someone who's pessimistic, who's always thinking of the worst, or who always hears bad things about themselves. And they always say in the workforce, tell things like a sandwich. So you say a positive, you put the negative in the middle, and then you end with a positive. So it's like, Deandra, I really enjoy how engaging you are, but you spent 45 minutes talking about the letter A. However, I do love the fact that you asked, there were a lot of questions that were asked and you were able to answer them, right? So then the negative part being that I extended the entire session because I spoke for 45 minutes doesn't sound so negative, because there was also positive stuff, right? So if someone has upset you, whether your spouse or whatever, you say, you know what, baby, babe, hubby, cutie pie, sugar plum, sugar, whatever name you want to use. And you say, you know what, I really love the fact that we went out for dinner last night. However, can you make sure that when we're going out or in advance, you let me know so that I can dress accordingly? But I really enjoyed the experience. The restaurant was great, So you're saying it's not so much of a, I really wish you told me before we were going so I could have put on my clothes or put on a sweater or bring a sweater. Because then that just taints the entire thing. Like, wow, so you didn't even have fun because you were cold. But no, I did have fun. I enjoyed that you took me out. I enjoyed the place that we went to. I just wasn't dressed properly because you didn't tell me. And that's way better than just straight the negative. You didn't tell me this. Because then the other person's probably hearing, wow, don't take me out again. And that's not it. That's not what you want. You do want to go out. So I just want us to be mindful of the words that we use and the the things that we say. And let me tell you something, this is very evident in any type of relationship, in friendships, in boyfriend girlfriend, in husband and wife, in teacher student, in manager employee, every type of relationship. It's just important. It's just like an unwritten rule. Just be good at the words that you're using and choose them very wisely. It doesn't mean you have to use the biggest words in the dictionary. Just be smart and ensure that whatever words you're using, you're not putting someone down, because how would you feel if you were in that same position? And also, just because someone may have done it to you doesn't mean that you should do it to someone else. So like, let's break those cycles, you know, because I hear stories from like my parents' age group where they're like, yeah, I was gonna say it all in patois, but I'm just gonna say it regular. My parents used to tell me that I was worthless, and I wouldn't amount to anything, you know? But my parents never told me that. They heard that within their childhood for so long, and they wanted to break that cycle because I'm convinced that my grandparents may have heard it from their parents as well. But my sister and I, we never heard you're whatless. You know, we always heard, okay, if you believe that you can, we'll support you. Or it was, we go to them and we're like, we want to do this. We present them with our reasons. They may present us with pros and cons to it. And then we still make our educated guess. But it wasn't, you're whatless. You can't do this. You can't do that. And I think my parents were able to see that how it affected them. I mean, it didn't really affect my mom much. My mom was, and she heard it more than my dad. She was and is a fighter, because they told her she was whatless. She wasn't gonna amount to anything, and she said, okay. And she did it. Like, she took it with stride. And I know that there's some people who can take the negative criticism and just be like, I'm going to use this as fuel. But not everyone can do that. And it's not like it's written on everyone's forehead if they can take the criticism or if they have thick skin or not, right? So to avoid making mistakes, or to avoid putting yourself in a situation where you don't know how it can end up, or if you're benefiting someone, or if you're assisting in, what's the proper word? In destroying their self-confidence or destroying their self-esteem, if you have nothing good to say nothing at all. And I know within our Caribbean culture, we feel as though we should be entitled to open up our mouth and say something to people. Don't. I promise you, I'm telling you, don't. Just let things be. I think we should be at the point now where something's happening and just look back and watch and be like, I think we'd prefer that response as opposed to, could he eat that over there? You know, look at the fool over there. And just because something may seem silly to you doesn't mean that it's stupid, you know? Like our parents, I just have a lot of examples for you today. Our parents may not ever be able to fully understand how you're going to sit in front of a phone and talk, or on a camera and talk for X amount of time, and that be your career. What do you mean you're not putting on black and white to go to an interview? What do you mean your hair isn't going to be combed in a certain way to go to an interview? How are you wearing jeans to work? You should be wearing a dress pants or a suit or a skirt and a nice blouse. Where's your belt? Where's your, there's certain things where society has changed in such a way, and it's very hard for people to move with the change, and sometimes they allow their biases to impact the current generation. And the best way they do that is with their words. Again, I say, be mindful of the words that you use. Your words can hurt, your words can destroy someone's character, and it's worse when it's overheard as opposed to it being directed at you. So instead of Keem, for argument's sake, saying something to me, I hear from Ava that Keem said something about me. You know what I mean? That's not good. So just be very mindful of your words, because your words can really be a detriment to someone's overall mental health, physical health, their well-being, how they feel about their self-esteem, their self-confidence. And I think if we as a society, my generation, millennials, if we start making the change, I know it's going to take a while for those older than us, but if we start making that change and being positive and embracing all of our differences. So my strong calf, the fact that this person is super tall, the fact that the next person is super short, all of our differences and the things that we may feel insecure about, it makes the whole situation that much better. And uplifting other people is what we should all be about anyways, right? Or at least that's what I'm about. So in conclusion, to sum it all up, be mindful of the words that you use. Don't have a toothpaste scenario where you say something and you can't take it back and it's a detriment to any one of your relationships, being parent-child, boyfriend-girlfriend, husband-wife, employer-employee, neighbor to neighbor, whatever it may be. Just think before you speak. It's really important. It will benefit you for years to come. Just do it. Just do it. I promise you. It'll be great. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And here at That's Just TMI, we strive to be thought-provoking, motivational, and inspirational. Leave a comment down below to let us know what you think. And till next time, goodbye. Hey TMI family, thanks for watching another great episode here at That's Just TMI. Don't forget to follow us on social media, on Instagram and Facebook. Also, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Click the bell so you're notified when we drop another video. Till next time, bye!